Oh, yeah, everybody, you are on the right page. That's for sure. Thanks so much for tuning in, everybody. I have a feeling about tonight. I think we're going to lose the lag. I think we're out of Mercury retrograde, everybody. That's a good thing. That's a fantastical thing, right? I hope you guys are enjoying your evening. Sorry I'm a little late tonight. Had some obligations going on. Had to kind of lock and load, get some stuff in order. Had some great conversations today. I'm really surrounded by some awesome people. That is all. I am excited for next year. I am excited for the possibility of the things that are coming. So I want to thank you for tuning in. I am going to be doing an energy report, which, by the way, look for that in the new year in a podcast, right? You're in a different universe. Yeah, there you go. Hey, Courtney. Woot, woot. Can you do something about your bah humbug? Well, Wendy, hang on a second, because I'm gonna be doing some readings tonight. You know, I backloaded it a little bit the last couple of shows. Not fair to you guys. Give me 10 minutes. Give me 10 minutes to talk about life, talk about how the world works. By the way, gift card time. Last couple of days, I actually turn off my gift cards right before Christmas because it gets crazy. Those are the ones that I can't manage, right? And hey, Wendy, if you could, give me your astrology. Let's get you up here in the queue. Give me your astrology. Give me your sun, moon, rising, whatever you know. And, you know, the reason why I've kind of had to manage things a little bit differently is because, well, change. You know, with that is an opportunity. Oh, my keep going. I thought my keep going sign wasn't on. And then here it is. Keep going. Here's your reminder. Bloop, bloop, bloop. And by the way, that's Beethoven sitting right in front of there. It's a little crank thing, plays Fer-de-Lys. I love it. Hello, Chicagoland. You might want to stay tuned because I'll be seeing you before the end of the year. I have an amazing new company I'm going to be launching. I have amazing people connected to it. I have amazing people surrounded by it. And being more than a medium is a blessing. I'm going to use the Astro cards today. I'm really drawn to these. And they're a little bit tough in a reading, but you know, I'm so darn good at this sometimes. So I had a great show on Sunday. I was with the great people in downtown Waterville. I was at a little place called Deacon Blues. The messages were flowing. And the first one out of the gate, the first reading out of the gate, I was like, I feel like I'm supposed to go over there to these walls. Now, this is like an old school family restaurant, right? And they've got these hardwood, they've got those cardboard colored walls. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? You guys know what I'm talking about. And people would etch their initials in it, you know? Like, hey, this is our first date, so-and-so. And I come to this one table and I go, they're telling me to come over here, right? Donna, yes, we got to connect tonight. You are on my list. I'm going to send you an email and we'll get all that straightened out. I've got you and your family taken care of. I love that as a gift, by the way. Great idea. By the way, if you're looking for something a little special, send me a note. She's taking care of the whole family. I love it. Thank you for supporting everything here. And I was at Deacon Blues. And by the way, they don't have much of an internet presence. You know, they've got like, you know, whatever. What you're going to find is an old school family. You're going to find the niece or the nephew that's like, I'll do your website. And then you go there, and when you get the pizza hot, it's delish. When you bring it home, you got to do a little triage to it, but it's that kind of pizza. But it's so good when you first get it. Like, it's just, have yourself a little Caesar salad with your favorite beverage, and it's a full night. And Spirit was flying, man. Spirit was taking off. I also want to give you guys a heads up. And by the way, we'll get into the readings here. On New Year's Eve, so I am doing a meditation at midnight. I'm going to go from about 10 o'clock, 10:15, by 10:30 to about 1:30 Eastern Standard Time. So if you're in the Central Time Zone, we're going to do 2 countdowns. We're going to do 2 meditations because I got a lot of friends there in that Chicagoland, in that Texas, that I want to ring in the new year with them. They mean a lot to me, and I want to make sure I'm there for them in whatever capacity I can be. And, well, that would be part of it, Brandon. This is why your events aren't selling today. And if you haven't signed up for my website and my newsletter, I'm going to have a newsletter out here actually by the end of the week. I have an amazing person on my team that does a lot of my technical stuff, and I'm going to have so first of all, on New Year's Eve, sign up for it. It is a pay what you will. I work with a lot of people in recovery, and New Year's Eve is a trigger, and I wanted an out for them, as well as people that just, you're not into, you're going to eat a little junk food. Yeah, you might have a glass of what have you, but you want to spend time with yourself, right? You want to be able to fall asleep and wake up. You want to be able to whatever. Well, here it is. Here's your opportunity to do something different. Bring in the new year with mindfulness. This is a great, fun thing. I'm going to be doing some readings. I'm going to be bringing some people on camera. So if you're interested in this, I'll bring you on camera and I'll do the reading. The whole world will see it. I'm going to be doing meditation. I'm turning my entire studio into a soundstage, which is what I've always wanted to do to begin with. And I have parts of it already kind of in place, but I have to kind of ratchet it down, right? And again, it's a pay what you will. If you can't swing $2, it's free. If you can swing $2, fantastic. We'll take your 2. I'm going to put it in a good place. Then, by the end of January, I'm starting a year-long immersion with an I. Thank you very much, AI, who changed all my freaking email. And so when you go to the event details right here, or should I say right here, we'll say on brand. Go to brandonross.com, go to the events, and it's right in there. I really hope you guys sign up. And you're going to start receiving some information from me right before. If you sign up before Christmas, you're going to get my Christmas stuff. I am also releasing an album on Christmas. Actually, I'm going to be releasing it on the 21st, which will be available on the 20th. It's complicated, everybody, and I have to put the finishing touches on 2 of it. Tracy, if I'm giving you relationship advice, you're in trouble. It is your anniversary. What, you got married? You got married on New Year's Eve? Well, that's one way to help them do that. Yeah, Elizabeth, I'm glad that you're here in the time that you're here. Oh, and I'm also going to, and thank you so much. Somebody gave me a heads up that I had something going on with my microphone in the last one. And I just want to kind of do this and then do this. So, and again, I don't want you to feel like you're diving into, oh yeah, I'm in good shape here. That this is about not drinking. You can do whatever you want, but this is a nice alternative, or maybe it is a reason to stay in. Maybe you're in that mindfulness. I will tell you, I can't drink. I can't do it. And people that are evolving can't be able to drink. There's a whole reason for this, and you approach it for their MWH sighting. Good to see you. Muley friend, no, I am not. I am a savant. I am actually a 7th level Earth Angel, so I'm able to multitask and understand what's going on in the world around me at once. I am not a Gemini. I actually have very few Gemini placements. Ta-da. Thank you for that. Jacqueline, good to see you. Mercury retrograde has moved out. The year-long immersion, I'm actually going to be announcing that on Thursday's email. How to participate in a free event, a free Q&A to ask you about this. I have limited number of spaces. It is not terribly expensive when you look at year-long programs. There are kind of add-ons. It works out in 2 folds where it's a little bit of a pay-as-you-go, but it is also some people need more than... do you want me to get my ukulele? It's a way for you to kind of manage it, but it's also being able to kind of step into it. Congratulations, Cece. Good job by you. By the way, I don't know if you guys know this or not. Hey, Haiti, thank you for the heads up on that. A blast from the past. You don't believe in astrology? I love you, Mikey. Hey, Paula, how are you? Yeah, I don't like to drink. Yeah, have control of your mental function. Yeah, that's a big thing. So I want to get to the cards because one of my compañeros in tarot has joined us here. Yeah, Jim, congratulations. And listen, it's one of the signs. Courtney, you nailed it. Um, Mary Beth, good to see you guys. Patricia, good to see you. Oh, Patricia, yes. And by the way, tell me about how you turned to art, kid. Huh, Patricia? I love it. So, and again, for me, it was never a challenge, but I became a recovery coach because I found a lot of people that needed to work with their gift, needed to tackle that as well. So I needed more tools in my toolkit. So to be clear, coming up New Year's Eve, meditation at midnight, East Coast, Central Time Zone. I got you both covered, right? I'll do a replay or something for the West Coast people. Australia, you're fucking on your own. Sorry, was that my outside voice? I'm going to wish Penny a happy New Year's right now because I can never get that time zone squared away. Second, sign up for that. It's free. I'm going to be having a year-long immersive Q&A coming up. You are only going to be able to get this on the email at first. I am going to limit it to 25 people. I do not want 100 people in this class. I want a good 15 or so. That's it, because you're going to be working with other light workers. It is the creme de la creme. You've got to go through an interview process with me. And it's not about impressing me with how many authors you know or how many retreats you've been on or any of that stuff. I'm listening to spirit as you tell your story, and I'm going to tell you if you're ready for what it is I'm going to throw at you. It is my job, based on the last 2.5 months, seeing where the world is going, to calibrate this so that then I populate the world with people that are ready to change it. I also have surprises in the new year with some new podcasting. We're getting serious around here. We're going to have professional staff on board. Oh, yes, indeed. And more importantly, we are going to make the difference. We are going to make the difference. Well, yeah, mate, I should be talking in an Aussie accent, eh? Hello from California. Happy New Year. I'm going to say it early, no matter what. Yeah, Pauline, I expect you there for all of this, right? The class is a year-long immersive. You're going to be working with people from literally around the world, and you are going to be sharing your story, telling your story, refining your story, and allowing yourself to become who it is that you're meant to be and who it is that you're meant to help. This isn't about having 1,000 hits on TikTok. This isn't about having people like your post. This isn't about having an amazing reading at a gas station. Those days are over. Nobody gives a shit about your MLM. Nobody gives a shit about how many people you think you helped. This is about real impact stuff. It is a reflection on yourself. You will tear yourself down. I will put you through a tower moment that will help you realize why it is you've been through what you've been through and what lessons you have chosen to learn and apply and what you have chosen to ignore and repeat. Either way, I don't give a damn what you think, Lieutenant Weinberg. That was awful. But most importantly, you're going to recognize who you are at the end of this. And by the way, I don't care if you're a medium. I don't care if you're a Reiki teacher. I don't care if you read palms. I don't care if you just want to become the best teacher, counselor, therapist, nurse, person, human on this planet. That is who I'm working with. I've reached a stage in my life where I know the players and I used to tolerate them. I don't do that anymore. I am surrounded by amazing people. And I will never, and I repeat, never go back to that. You can be just a regular person. Hattie, everybody else is taken. If you are ready to immerse yourself into finding your purpose through your gift, I'm your guy. Got it? What if you're super amazing? That's the only people I'm recruiting. And you know what? Just wanting to grow is a good place to be as well, right? So the semi-full moon, I love that. Thanks, Janet. I'm glad you're here. Hello from Scotland. You know, I've got a bit of a Scottish accent. It kind of sounds like an Aussie, but I clean it up. I cut it off and I smell like beer as I talk. That was awful. None of that made sense. Debbie, you and I should have a conversation. That was crap. Here we go. I'm going to do some readings now because I'm not gonna mess around with those. You guys need to. By the way, on Thursday night, I'm going to be doing a pull apart. I'm going to be taking a look at some astrology, telling you guys what to deal with and what you're going to face, and I'll have commentary about the world around us. We've got an absolutely unqualified person moving back into the White House. It doesn't reflect our humanity, our country, or our species in a lot of ways, but it is a necessary evil for us to get to where it is we need to go, which is why we need to be concrete, which is why I'm launching an entire media suite for you to grow. And by the way, pay attention. If this year-long immersive isn't for you, I'm going to have classes along the way. Don't you worry. You can also sign up for my weekly B, which is a class every Monday, where you can get a full dose of me. It's an hour-long class. We take a topic each day. I show a little bit of the astrology, talk about at least one tarot card, if not two, and then we take a topic every week and we pick it apart. I present it to you for how it is that you need to know it on an intuitive basis. This past week, we actually talked about the evolution of civilizations, which is one of my favorite classes ever. Last week, we talked about past lives. The week before that, we've talked about dreams. We've talked about crystals and that sort of thing. Those classes are going to be made available in a downloadable form here in a very short order. So you can either sign up for the daily class, the weekly class, rather, or you can wait for all of that to come out. You can get it for one price and then be able to binge watch it for a weekend. You're going to need more than a weekend, though, because there's like 80 classes. All right, guys, here we go. How do you guys feel about this? Or should I go to this? I kind of like this. Oh, and by the way, a super special thank you to Psychic Sleuth. We are in the planning mode. Those of you that caught the two of us getting together the other day, we had a very interesting guest, somebody that actually was in the North Tower, came on as a guest. Get used to that style type of stuff. That was a lot of fun. And by the way, on Friday at noon Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Central Europe, Penny and I are doing a show on Friday, guys. Make sure you tune in, right? We need to be where our souls are. Wendy, where are you? There you go. Listen, I like to make promises and over-deliver. Wendy Angelou Gairu Mu, are you Hero Mu? Correct? Wendy, this is interesting because I've actually done work at the Peace Pagoda in Grafton, New York. And when I see Giro Mu, I think you're trying to tell us something about the Earth. I am not versed in this. Does that mean something specific to you, Wendy? Wendy Angelou. I like Wendy Angelou. Anyways, here you go. You were asking for some guidance here. Here we go, kids. Oh, look at that, baby. Right out of the gate, we got I gotta move this puppy up. We're not gonna be able to fit everybody up. There we go. Greek angels all around me. I love that. Hero Mu. Love it. And by the way, not the first time I've had to pan out to fit the whole thing in. You know what I'm saying, ladies? Anyways, that was awful. Mike, that one was for you. Your shoulder blades are so supple. Why stop there? All right, this is about options. All right, I'm going to pick this apart here in a second. Let's get all of them out. Oh, we know nonsense. Here we go. So first of all, right out of the gate, the Six of Wands is really about you wanting to do the right thing. This is about you saying, you know what? I want to kind of go here. I want to be able to do this. I want to be able to stand up to where we need to go. I see a Pauline. The Seven of Cups, well, this is about options. This is about you uncovering. Your shoulder blades are very distracting. Seven of Cups. This is about you having options. And by the way, behind each one of these fun bags, you've got knowledge, right? You've got humanity. You've got knowledge being hidden. You've got change. You've got the Tower, which, by the way, isn't on fire, but it's a lot of responsibility. It's stability, right? Then you have the Jewels. Then you have the Triumph, which, by the way, look at the Triumph right here. You're trying to do the right thing. And then, of course, the Dragon is just kind of like just distract me until Tuesday, would you, ladies? Here we go. Gigi, I see you. So the Queen of Swords comes out here to kind of say, like, you have to make a decision, but it's not an emotional one. And by the way, per everybody's request, dun, 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 the Fool comes out. Snoopy says hello. Thank you very much. This is the funnest deck I've ever played around with. And to mention that one that was in Oklahoma City, but she was more of a, those cards didn't have a full deck. But the Fool comes out here because you are walking into something where you're like, this is footloose and fancy free energy. When you do this, when you rock and roll this, everything feels new. Everything feels right. The King of Spades, King of Swords comes out here with this to be like, no. What do you need? Not what do you want. This isn't about what you want. All right, Wendy? The Greek angels are coming in. And by the way, the Greek angels are also known as Catholic angels because every single Greek god turned into a god and goddess turned into a patron saint. So there's that. Oh, and then we have the Three of Pentacles. So love this read. Love this read. By the way, lights, please. I'm gonna make sure the Snoopy gets in there. By the way, I'll adjust the camera after this one. So on the cover here, you got the Fool. Brand new beginning, making sure that it's footloose and fancy free, rock and roll. You are very much a natural at doing the right thing, being the natural leader. Too many options. King of Spades, you're going to take out any of the emotion. What do you need? What do you need? What do you need? I could do this, but I'm going to option to do that. Then you got the Queen of Swords that's taking out the emotion as well. And then the Three of Pentacles, which is a very Taurinian card. I get a lot of Taurus energy with you. Strike me if I'm wrong. But the Three of Pentacles is that second week in Taurus that is literally bringing you to a better place and an abundance, but it ain't about sharing with everybody. Nope. It's about doing your work behind the scenes. Maybe it's a negotiation. Maybe it's a relationship. Or maybe, just maybe, it's about you deciding to get rid of the crap and wanting to just be simply happy. Because that Fool card comes out and is telling you this is about your happiness. Right? By the way, let's do an astrology card here too. Wendy, thanks so much for speaking up here. Hey, how about Mercury? So this is about the actionable thing about your mind. This is the actionable thing about where it is that you want to go. And it is a communication. This is about messages. It's funny we should say that. Mercury is also the patron saint or the actionable thing of literally your angels talking to you. Right? How about that kick-ass moment? Wendy, give us some validation here. I don't know what you're going through. And by the way, I don't want to fill in the dots. If I was reading you directly, I'd be spilling things left and right. But for this is a pretty static thing. By the way, I'm going to have one of those shocking titles on Thursday. And if you could, like and subscribe, because I saw this debilitating report that 38% of everybody that comes onto this channel and watches stuff actually subscribes. If you don't like it in 6 months, cancel it. Just unclick it. But in the meantime, give me a little bit of cool stuff here. Oh, Mike, I love what I'm doing. Am I weird to take notes? No, Hattie, that is your quintessential self. But listen, here's the cool part. I'm going to adjust this. Here's the cool part about this for you, Wendy. Give me a little bit of validation if you can. So that everybody can kind of know that hit the mark. Hope that works. Just kidding. No, that's funny. Hooking good. Good to see you. I love your name. This is about growing who you are right now. And by the way, sometimes we grow in front of people and it makes it uncomfortable and it makes it very, I don't want to say weird, but it makes it very much about our, how we're going about it. Hey, Warrior Widow, I also have crystals in my bra. And I also have one of those Hershey Bells because let me tell you something, peppermint bark this time of the year is my gasoline, right? I'll never forget it. First time I ever went through an airport. Wendy, thanks so much for coming along here. What? Don't quite know what I did, but okay, that. Cool. I went through the airport and they asked me to, take everything out of my pockets and my belt and all that other stuff. And I had like tourmalines. I had them kind of in places that we only, that little pocket in your jeans, they're for crystals, right? Black Belt, we just got started, kiddo. Oh, wait, you're in the hospital? Oh, T and P's, kid. T and P's. Muley, hang on for a second, will you? Yeah, I actually had so on, huh? I want my guys to reveal my calling. So, Wendy, I have a year-long immersive. Send me a message, please. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Kathy, good to see you, kid. Of course you have a bra in your pouch in your bra. I actually had somebody that had developed like a bra pouch this is a funny story. This person, for lack of better terms, had a great way about them, but they didn't have the practical world. They were the fool card. They came up with this very unique design and they were able to put in Julie Phoenix, you're onto the page. Everything's PG-13 around here, kids. So she had this pouch. It was really cool. It was kind of like a leather. It was a suede thing, really. And she had a velvet thing as well. And then she's like, she's having ladies, test them out. Like, how do you like it? How do you like it? Hey, Brenda, how do you like it? Whatever. And it was great. And then her husband thought that she needed to patent it and started to go through the patent process. And he's telling me the story, and I can't make this up. Kathy, I'm going to have it out tonight. He's telling me the story, and he goes, Brandon, would you believe they didn't understand that the string was a specific length that went into like a hook in the strap? Something where it's like, I don't know, I guess you guys have like holes, and then the strap goes there. It was designed to go like right there. And he goes, yeah. He goes, patent office wouldn't even listen to it. They were like, it's a sack. It's a velvet or a leather sack. And they're like, but the length of the string is what matters. Couldn't understand why he didn't get that. We sold a whole bunch in the shop, but he was worried somebody was going to steal his idea. The ladies just put them into their bras without your string buddy. By the way, Verizon is here 2 days after Christmas. Thank you, Spectrum, for coming. You're incompetent. All right, guys, next one up. Yeah, and Black Belt, I can't do medical things, but I'm going to... Phoenix, I figured that out tonight. Thank you, I got you. We'll connect. Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. Wendy, thanks so much for following along. We've got some other people that I know. Listen, I'm going to go here, Muley. Muley. Here we go, kiddo. And by the way, even though you got my Gemini parts wrong, here we go. And by the way, you guys do know that I do this. Like whenever somebody gets something wrong or I have to correct them or whatever, you guys do know that I have a temperance level to this. Let's talk about you feeling disconnected to the world. First of all, Ace of Cups. Self-love is the basis of all love. We got the Chariot card, also the Cancerian card. This is also, portraying and captivating where you're going to go. And here comes a new mindset. I love this. I pull these guys a little bit closer. So you got the Queen of Spades. Well, that's kind of interesting. So the Queen of Spades actually represents a couple of things here for you. First of all, it talks about you maybe not getting love around you. Because the Queen of Spades is like whatever you're with, whatever situation you're with, or maybe your upbringing, didn't really convey to you the connectivity of love. And again, I'm talking about this in terms of the connection to the Ace of Cups, because the Ace of Cups is about an abundance of love, right? The Chariot and the Strength card, we go 7-8 right here. And by the way, why is 6 afraid of 7? Because 7, 8, 9, everybody. That's a dad joke. You can take that home. The Strength card comes out here with the Chariot. Now, the Chariot represents fast moving, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get there overnight. There is a bigger thing at cause here, because when you look at the symbolism of this, you have the star on his forehead. You also have the duality of the day and the night. You also have the dreidel, also known as the vehicle of not necessarily being contemporary, but being the old ways are the new ways. The Strength card comes out, which, by the way, I kind of like the Strength card. You know, when I was a little mixed about it at first, but having Charlie Brown sit there by himself, I kind of, if I was going to design it, I think if I was critical, I would have had Charlie Brown looking into Snoopy's mouth. You know, had Snoopy be the lion. But I understand why they did this, why they made Charlie Brown. Because when you look at the archetype, and by the way, each character in the Peanuts is an archetype, right? The archetype of Charlie Brown, though, is that he never gave up. No matter how many times you yanked the ball away, no matter how many times you said that that tree looks stupid, no matter how many times you would ask him to direct and then fire him in the middle of the show, no matter how many times you'd crap on him, he'd get up. So let me tell you something, Muley friend. This is about you having it move the way that you want it to. Here we go. By the way, the spades are also swords in the Rider-Waite. So the 4 of Swords here is about the timing of it. And by the way, I know that looks a little weird that he's kind of like passed out or whatever. This is about waiting your turn. Sometimes delays are actually the blessing. That's what the card really represents. In the Rider-Waite, I call it the Romeo and Juliet card, because that one in and of itself is kind of like the potential of delay, that your timing is just off, right? What I think this is telling you is to take yourself a timeout. The reason why you're feeling disconnected is so then you can regroup. Like, I really think that that's kind of like what it is. And by the way, I'm going to confirm this with Uranus, change. And also technology is going to be a thing for you too, right? 100%, right? And it's also kind of the, by the way, I always love it whenever Stephanie is on with the Snoopy cards, because the Van Pelt thing just makes me laugh. It just makes me laugh, right? I'm going to tell you why I like this reading for you, Muley. First of all, it speaks to where you're at. It also reminds you that you have your own destiny to fulfill, not anybody else's. So sometimes when we feel detached, we feel detached for a couple of reasons. One of them is because we go through something and we feel like nobody's there for us, right? I knew you'd like that. And then you feel detached because you're like, I'm not resonating with people. I'm not connecting with people. I'm not doing anything that I should be doing, right? And then you start to externalize it. And one of the things, and I've been preaching this and I'm going to continue to preach this, the Age of Pisces is a very much codependent time in the history of humanity. It is about how we are connected to other people, right? The Age of Aquarius is about what you bring to the table. So as much as you feel like you've been put in timeout or you're feeling disconnected, and by the way, Aquarian energy sometimes feels very disconnected, probably ever since Pluto moved into Aquarius, because you are being empowered to be able to stand on your own 2 feet. The Age of Aquarius is, and it doesn't mean we won't collaborate. It means that the 2 parts that are going to collaborate, or the multiple parts that are going to collaborate, are going to recognize that they have to bring it themselves, right? Cece, you are paying attention. Cece, I love that. Uranus in a deeper level is about the change. It's about the rebellion, really, the rebellion within. But there is an Aquarian edge to this that makes you feel detached as well. You understand why I was bringing up Aquarian energy here? There is 100%. There is 100% a change on your future. That's what you're going through. Give it a little more time. I would also try and pull a chart with your natal chart to the best of your time of birth to also be able to look at how Uranus is treating your Uranus right now, since this is coming up in a reading. I have some amazing time coming up. Like Pluto is trying to my Pluto right now. Wicked empowerment. I'm a Libra Pluto, and right now Pluto in Libra, and it is currently transiting through. It is currently transiting through Aquarius, right? So you got the low numbers right now in Aquarius, and bam. That'd be Aquarius. I'm Taurus, 20 years late. Oh, there you go. Tiffany, I actually talked about Sunday already. I love that. He wants. Well, at least you know he's in a good mood if he's in. It's pronounced Uranus. Oh yeah, Cece, that's a big thing. And by the way, it's a go sign. My Jupiter is at 2 degrees. 2 degrees Aquarius. So yeah, my Pluto is on my Jupiter right now. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Tiffany, that was a great show. I really enjoyed that show. That was fresh. And all I'm going to say, so I started telling the story about that show. And by the way, the reason why I break off and I go on to other things is so that I can come back to something later on. So you stay tuned longer. I am all over the place, muley. And I'm going to say this term. Spirit told me to go over to this one booth and say, what's written over there? And sure enough, it was Ronnie. It was Ronnie loves so-and-so. And everybody starts laughing. Everybody goes, everybody knows Ronnie. And I go through the whole show, and I just made Ronnie the punchline. And by the way, the person who I had read was like, oh, yeah, I dated Ronnie. Oh, yeah, I knew Ronnie. And sure enough, at the end of the show, somebody finally says to me, they go, you do know Ronnie owns the place now, right? He could have knocked me over. I'm laughing. Ronnie was making us the pizza all night. It was his family coming to me, pointing out that they were there with him, and they wanted me to read Ronnie's name on the wall. And by the way, there's hundreds of names on the wall. Crazy, right? Catherine, good to see you. Yeah, we can definitely get distracted with that. Well, listen, Muley, maybe Muley's talking about, feeling like you're waiting for things. And guess what? Maybe it's kind of just getting out there and trying to do what you need to do. Right? But you can be discerning. See, that's the thing. Do you know people that get really good at this work, whatever this work is, it's about being having discernment, and being able to build that within your group, within your presence, if you will. Right? Where am I going here, kiddo? Yeah, Phoenix, we can't be too far away in age either, so we're probably not too far. Like if you're in that kind of 49 to 54, 55, you're going to be in the low angle of Libra, in Pluto and Libra. Tiffany, good to see you. Thanks for bringing that up. Who did I have here? I did tell somebody else I saw them here. Kathy, I don't know if there's something new. Yeah, Black Bell enters and everybody else is going to go here. Yeah, here we go. I like this one, Phoenix. Yeah, and Phoenix, I do have you on my list, and I'm protecting your name here. I do have you on the list. I am going to get back to you. We're going to set up a time. And by the way, what my process is, we're going to spend a little bit of time talking. I'm going to explain what is required and everything else, and if you're a go for it. Oh, I know what's going on. So this is Christmas. And a Happy New Year. I think you guys are going to really like what I'm about to release on Friday. Boom. Here we go. What's going on with the Christmas spirit here for you? Well, let me tell you something. This is Dad. So, coming from the background where you might have a secret or two, or you had an arrangement or agreement, it's kind of like, I'm going to tell you what this is because I've had some conversations about this. By the way, I've got a great video about the Great Conjunct, which was actually the star that appeared at the time of the birth of Jesus. It actually would have happened at 4 AD. Sometimes they start to mix some stuff together. Maybe it's not 0 AD that he was born, but maybe it was 4 AD, or maybe they just added in the parts that came later and you would never know the difference. Who knows? But I'm going to go here with this. So the Three of Pentacles, again, it's Taurinian energy. It lands itself in the middle of a conversation about not deception, but hidden knowledge or hidden agreements. It could represent Santa Claus. It could represent the idea that it is church-bound themed, that maybe you're tired of it. Maybe you were secretly not liking sitting in church. The Eight of Wands comes out, and I think this really represents just the season going so fast. I still have a box of lights that I haven't hung up, and I work for myself, and nobody's in my way from me getting it done. I just haven't put them up. Just haven't had a chance. Bummer. On the flip side of this, you then have the Knight of Wands, which is creating new traditions, creating new ideals, creating the way that people celebrate to be a little bit different, right? Dad was all about Boxing Day, which is the day after Christmas, right? Are you Canadian? Yeah, and this time like flies by. Oh, and by the way, just for current reference, the Eight of Wands was right after Thanksgiving. So this is a Sagittarius card. It goes 8, 9, 10. So right after Thanksgiving from the 21st on, right? After you move out of Scorpio, you move into Sagittarius. The tarot lines up to the Eight of Wands, the Nine of Wands. Right now we're at the 10 of Wands, which is burdens and overburdening and overcommitment and all that other stuff. It's not necessarily the worst card, but it definitely slows you down. And by the way, that time right before Christmas is amazingly busy and burdensome and all that other good stuff. Let's see what Snoopy has to say here. Lights, please. Here's the religious theme again. The Hierophant comes out, right? The Hierophant comes out because they want you to do it the right way, and you might be stuck in thinking that the right way was what it was when you were 8 years old, sitting in the church pew going, here you go. Right? And lo, an angel came upon them. Every year, you think, what the fuck am I doing with this? Every year. The Three of Swords is a thought pattern death. It is a thought pattern ache. It is heartbreaking that you had to change your mind. It is heartbreaking that you had to add in another way of thinking. So you're in mourning. You are in mourning here, right? We're going to talk UFOs for 30 seconds because I know that's part of the... And by the way, my Thursday show will be about the Great Reveal. That, by the way, I'm hearing more and more people talk about it. The World card is really about looking at this not necessarily as a diatribe, but also opening up opening up the idea that the one narrative that you were given, it makes you feel good. When I watched that 1967, was it 66 or 666? Peanut Special. I am obsessed with Vince Guaraldi. I am obsessed with Charles Schultz. When we were in Minnesota, we drove around in Minneapolis, and they still have the statues up of Snoopy and Linus and Lucy and everybody, right? But there's a comfort zone that you're mourning because it's over so fast, and here you go. And then you look at yourself, you're like, I'm how many years old? And I haven't got my arms wrapped around it. I still got damn lights in the box. Right? I have lights hanging up at home. All I have to do is plug them in. Haven't done it yet. The fuck? But I stayed here and wrote Christmas music. You're going to love it. The Knight of Wands. By the way, sign up for the email list. It's the only way you're going to be able to get it. The World comes in with the Knight of Wands. This is about taking charge. This is about an exposure of something, of opening yourself up to the other ideas of tradition, the other ideas of what the season means to them, right? Oh, Phoenix, I have homework for you. 1965. Thank you. I have homework for you. And by the way, this is also like a compartmentalization of us never, ever getting away from the season of Christmas, right? We got the Hallmark Channel 24/7. It's the same 5 shitty stories over and over again. Really? You came to save my orchard from the Big Apple? What a coinkydink. You know, I always thought you were scrawny and short dick, but now I don't really care. I'm about other things in life. I love the way you took care of my grandmother. Ugh, they're so bad. And by the way, I know people that actively have a career because of Hallmark movies, and I love them. So if you hear that, Annie, Doreen, I love you guys to death. Somebody write something different. Just write fucking anything. Have somebody, and by the way, why do we like cheesy Hallmark stuff? Because it provides comfort. Why do we go back to church every Christmas Eve? I will always go to church on Christmas Eve so long as church is available. And by the way, stay tuned. This administration is a 50-50 shot what that looks like to you. You may be required to attend a church, right? In Phoenix, here's what it is. Here's what I want you to do. And I hope anybody else that learns this about yourself. When you have this in your past where you miss out on this, you get burnt out on it because it's rush, rush, rush. We stop associating the magic of Christmas with the rush of Christmas, right? The Knight of Wands is about a new mindset for you to discover something else. So you can go a couple of ways with this. You can discover how other people celebrate Christmas, or even Boxing Day for that matter. But I'm going to challenge you in a new way. I want you to trap yourself in the attic like Clark. I want you to find something about your Christmas past. Pictures when you were a kid, pictures growing up, early in a relationship, whatever. And just sit with it and meditate with it. Take a simple, gentle, deep breath in and let yourself relax. And hold the memory in your hand. Visualize what that memory meant to you. There is no time limit on this. It moved in the blink of an eye in the time of the universe. It's gone. But in this moment, you can draw back to it. You can relive it. You can re-be it. Sit with it and know that you can go back to that place at any time. And if that one didn't work, find another memory. Maybe it's an ornament. Maybe it's a picture. Maybe it's an Afghan. You know, this is a symbolism I'll see from time to time in a show. The ceramic tree, the family ceramic tree. This is huge. My grandmother decided to take a ceramic tree class, so then we had it forever. And then let me tell you something, that became in perpetuity the most important thing in the family. Because every Christmas it reminded them of the time that she burnt the cookies, or the time that she would sing in the key of Miserable on Christmas Eve. My browser shut down, or yours? Your Nan had one. Well then, Phoenix, looks like I'm reading you. Oh, by the way, the astrology card that I pulled here. Jim, I'm glad you're aboard. Chiron, the healer. Where am I doing this? Chiron, heal. Chiron is the healer, the wounded healer. So you're getting yourself through this, kid. Just need a little bump, need a little reminder. Hey, Pauline, let me know you're still on here. And sure enough, are all healers wounded? Aha! You know, I mentioned earlier that I'm a 7th level Earth Angel, and you learn that through Chinese astrology. Pauline, I just said, where are you? And then you come along. And Phoenix, it's I'm glad you tuned in tonight, right? I just I know you're here, Pauline. Coming up next. So, what happens when you got a lot of stuff to do? Maybe you have to take a year-long immersive. Comedians do prove that. By the way, I'm hysterical. And here we go. When you're given a whole bunch of stuff and you just don't know where to start simple, start small, start with one thing. I gave you the ceramic tree because now your goal is to go, don't put up the whole tree, don't put up all the lights, don't do whatever. Just pull out the goddamn ceramic tree. Sit with it. Put it in the middle of the room. Get out your favorite drink. Mine would have been something along the lines of Bailey. Thank you very much, George. Ice Cube, Bailey's. Whoop! Little swirly swirl. Little sip and dip. We as Americans think that we can just do it overnight. We're going to take care of this whole wounded healing thing. We're going to get right up there. I'm going to climb to the top of a mountain and sit underneath a lotus tree. And guess what? The Lord baby Jesus will come out and rub my toenails, so then I feel compelled to be saved, healed, and everything else. And that's why I'm sitting here outside of the Five and Dime, and I'm giving you nickel cards to tell you to come to Mass on Christmas Eve. Everybody has healing in different ways, guys. That dipshit. By the way, I gave money to a homeless man today. I'm not bragging. I don't give a shit whether you like me or not for that. But I had a chance to talk to him. And he immediately pulled out the, here's your Jesus Saves card. And I said, well, thank you. And in the moment of dichotomy, once upon a time, I would have looked at a person like that. Pauline, you are up next. And I see you as well, Widow Warrior. Hang in there. Oh, and CC, I know that there's some stuff there. And by the way, yeah, listen, I'll hear the criticism that, well, this isn't easy, Brandon. Start small. Do one thing. I've worked with a lot of people that have lost the love of their life. That first Christmas is brutal. Fucking brutal. I work 364 days of the year. I do not work on Halloween because that is when the crazies are out. But it is without a doubt that on Christmas Eve, whatever, Thanksgiving, I'm reaching out to people that I know that are in pain. I know that they're suffering. So this homeless guy is sitting there, and I give him the cash I have, whatever it is, a couple bucks, $10, whatever. And I said, hey, I want to thank you for being here tonight. You gave me an opportunity for me to hand you this. Thank you, brother. I want to make sure. And I said, where are you from? He goes, I'm from all around. So he's got a past. You're in upstate New York. You're in Saratoga. It's cold. And I said, so how do you do this time of the year? Well, we got the code blue and we got this, that, and the other thing. And, but I get by, I keep it light. I just got my bag, just got my stuff. Right? I don't want to offend you, Black Bell, but I'm a big Lebowski fan and I like a Caucasian. The White Russians, which, by the way, it's so politically incorrect, whatever. But the one thing I wanted to point out about the homeless man was that his faith was based in, and by the way, he probably scored these cards that, welcome you to mass and all this other stuff. He stole them, he took them, whatever. And for him, that was the only thing that he needed to, or the only thing he had of possession that he thought he could give to me and say, Jesus loves you and Jesus cares about you. And, I'm about whatever the divine timing is and everything else. That guy had every reason to be miserable. Was today. Yeah, there we go. I had to reset there. I don't know what has been going on with this. I ordered a new cable too. I'm revamping all of this. But he needed me to just say hi. I had a couple of bucks on me. My rule of thumb is I got it, you got it. On the other side of this, I watched everybody else walk past him, and it wasn't shame on them. I don't want to say this. You have every right to walk past somebody. You have every right to whatever. And by the way, he's sitting there. He clearly has mental health challenges. He clearly is wrapped up in his own world. He clearly thinks that he was put in this position so he could save people or whatever the deal is. Who am I to take any of that away from him? When I was at Mount Shasta, transformative time, my sending Pluto runs through Western California, which is why I'm interested in your thing there, Wounded Warrior. Warrior. I'm glad you guys are jumping on. And I don't disparage people to not give money. Like you might have your own story behind it. And I want to say this from the part of it though. It's killing me, Smalls. You can't simultaneously say, I'm going to shit shame the homeless guy and then say, why can't we save the world? You can't also say, why can't we save the world and do nothing about someone that needs a couple of bucks? And by the way, this guy had a pretty good racket going. This guy probably made about 100, 150 bucks a day. Okay, add that up. Makes $800 a week. Right? Jim's paying attention. It wasn't about money. It wasn't about a card. It wasn't about what he could do for me. It was me looking at him when he's like, God damn it, what am I doing here? God, I'm out there telling everybody about you and you can't help me a little bit. Everything I did was about his faith, not mine. By the way, that's what we need in this world. And by the way, we have enough photo op opportunities of saying, look at me dropping off all the blankets. And I got to know him. I said to him, hey, what are you doing out here? What do you do when it's super cold out? How do you manage this? And by the way, the hero syndrome has to be cured. We think we have to fix it for them. We think we have to take them in. We think we have to convey the idea that, oh, I'll fix them. They're not broken. When I went to Mount Shasta, I met a man that lived on the top of Mount Shasta. And by the way, we went at the end of August, arguably the warmest time of the year, and that part of California, very temperate. It gets down into the 30s, right? Oh, and by the way, if you like this community, by the way, I'm going to stay right on this here. If you like this community, if you go back and you look at what my post is for this, you can join our Facebook community. By the way, you'll see a lot of familiar names in there. If you're on Facebook, go ahead, jump in there. We share memes, we make fun of one another. My approved friends are able to kind of share their gifts as well. Maybe it's not what I'm providing, but it's what other people, right? It's not about fixing everybody. I made the mistake for almost 2 decades, guys. I was trying to fix everybody. I was trying to not feel the pain. I was trying to not let them feel the pain. But there is such a different thing in difference between giving comfort to somebody and making them comfortable. Maybe it's not your job to make them comfortable. Maybe it's your responsibility to make you comfortable. And when I met this man on the top of Mount Shasta, he had a drum, and clearly I wasn't traveling with a djembe. And I said to him, "Can I rent that for you for about an hour? I want to do a meditation for my group. And I'd love to rent your drum." And I said, "What do you think?" "I don't know. What do you got, man?" I said, "I got $20." He goes, "Sold. I love that you're going to play it. Loves getting new energy from people." Well, hello, Ketchup. I go, "How'd you get that name?" And he goes, "Well, the universe gave it to me." And I said, I got the drum, and I said, I went over and I sit down with the Mean Queen. Tracy, you would definitely like this environment then on Facebook. And I go over and I had my group. We had a retreat group, and we did this amazing retreat. We did this amazing meditation. We're on the top of Mount Shasta. It was the blue moon year, so it was 2 years ago, and the moon was coming up over Mount Shasta. Like, amazing. We're doing a drum, blah, 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 blah. I go back, I return the drum to him because he needed it for the high time. He needed it for when when the moon was coming up. And I said, "Hey, man, what are you doing here?" And he's like using a kind of crude rake. And he's like putting stones, and very meticulous too, by the way. Like, "What are you doing?" He goes, "This is a super highway for whenever and whoever wants to land here." And I said, "Ketchup, you're an amazing man." And he said, "I knew I was going to meet you tonight. They told me about the drum. That's why I had it restrung last night." And the girl he was with said he was adamant to restring it. Like, holy shit. And I said, "That's amazing. I'm so honored to meet you." And he goes, "No, Brandon, I'm honored to meet you." Right? And I walked away and I went back to the group and I go, "That was insane." And they're like, "Why?" And I go, "Well, he's mapping out a super highway landing place." And they were like, "Okay." And I said, "Yeah." They said, and then he said, "Brandon, it's amazing that I met you here tonight." And they were like, "Oh, that's cool. Oh, Brandon, wait till he gets to know you." And I said, "Yeah, I didn't tell him my name." You'll find them when you stop looking. You folly? Phoenix Night Rose, thanks so much for that reading. I am going to connect here. I see you. Why can't I find you here, Ken? Inessa, I'm seeing that your moon is bright and sunny. You feel really compelled to feel like you're left out in the cold. However, the star card comes out. All right. Stuff's going down, kid. Right? You definitely have this propensity of saying, I want it to be happy, but why do I feel like I'm always missing out? Like somewhere in the middle of everything, you're like, oh no. You're tired of the lesson of being the greater good. You're tired of the lesson of saying there's a bigger thing at hand here. You're tired of being like, dude, that ain't cool. Right? So Tracy. So Pauline, here you go. Tracy's like posting a mile a minute here. But staying on you here, Pauline, and knowing what I know. You're beginning to recognize that there's a process to everything. Page of Wands comes out here with the sun. This is a different way of looking at it. Let's begin to look at it differently. Let's begin to see this for what it is. Two of swords here. Two of spades, two of swords. This is about making your choices differently. Taking the emotion out of it, too. This is about the mind, Pauline. This is about the mind. The star is about a destiny. And what do we have to say about that? I started with the sun. I ended with the sun. Oh, yeah. Five of Pentacles is seasonal, Jim. So guess what, Pauline? The great universe is giving you this. Starts with the sun, ends with the sun. Has purpose in the middle. Feels like you're left out in the cold. Going in a direction of something new. Finding out something new. And then making a choice that does not have emotion attached to it. You know why? Opposition. By the way, sun opposite sun. It's in your reading. Is it in your chart? By the way, just a guess. Are you a Gemini? Pauline, are you a Gemini? I've got sunshine. No. Who's the Gemini? Well, the sun's in opposition, which means that you might not feel empowered right now. You might feel like you're stuck. Right? Oh, Cindy, there you go. I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. So opposition is about confronting your fears. Confronting it. What is going to keep it? You started out happy. You're going to end happy. It's about your choices, kid. Tiffy Pop, I love your name. Your daughter. So is this challenge about your daughter? I'm going to say this, and I don't care if anybody else understands this. You are going to get your daughter back. It's got to go through some cold stuff. It's got to go through some decisions. Right? It's about the strength of being you. Yeah, I'm sorry I'm freezing here. It's pretty real. Crafty One, thank you. Thanks for always tuning in. Thanks for being a part of it here. Totally feel this with it. There's somebody else I saw earlier. Can you guys hear me okay now? Yeah, I see a few of you are mentioning that I had some sound things. I'm telling you, I don't have any of that. And Julie, I think you were asking for a reading too. You use quartz crystals as placement. I love that. I love everything about that. Pauline, thanks always for tuning in, love. I'm good here, right? Okay, thank you. You can hear me now. Thanks, Cindy. Thanks, Deb. All right, Julie, let me know you're here. But my hands keep going. It was quite funny, actually. But so like I was okay over here, but not here. Thank you, Pauline. I love you. I screw up electricity all the time, Catherine. I've blown out more radios than you know. All right, Julie, here you go. What are you nervous for? Thanks, Paula. 2 of Swords. Temperance. Got a Sagittarius card right here. That's kind of funny. So maybe it's my camera with this. Maybe it's the interface. We will go through an upgrade. So first things out of the gate here, kid. Julie R. Are you a relative? That'd be hysterical if you were Julie Ross. See me, 122. I screw up electricity all the time. From left to right, my dear Julie. Decision-making time, keeping yourself in balance, and choosing love. In a nutshell. Oh, Warrior Widow. You were the other one. Hang on there. Be right back. All right, hang on there. It's Robinette. Okay, fair enough. I'm not talking to you. But I have an Aunt Julie Ross, and she travels the world. Right? This is about you deciding who you want to be. You have the 2 of Swords. This talks about a decision where you take the emotion out of it, and then you make the decision for what is best for you. And then you have Temperance, which is the balance of those decisions. How do you balance the love? How do you fulfill the needs of another? How do you fill the cup of one and the other? How do you keep one foot on the brake and one on the gas? Thank you very much, Sammy Hagar. One foot is dipping in the toe and one's up on the rock. Here we are. Love on the rocks ain't no big surprise. However, as an angel, as an earth angel, as someone that is going through this, I'm going to go ahead and give you the temperance and the ability to maneuver yourself around anything addictive or anything that might be holding you back or anything that might make you overdo it. Because as a Sagittarius card, true Sagittarians love to overdo it. It's just the way you work. You overtalk when your Mercury's there. You overlove in your Venus. You overfight in your Mars, right? Love on the rocks, rough on the knees. You guys are going to love the New Year's Eve. Here to help. Julie, you ready? High Priestess. This is about recognizing your knowledge. This is about recognizing your ability to decipher and discern. Because Temperance kind of has this as well. I can't make this up. You just got 2 Temperance cards. You told me you just got rid of a Sagittarius. This is about you repeating cycles. This is about you making decisions about them. And by the way, did you have 2 Taurs with them? Is that what you did? Holy crap, it's right here. Sagittarius, Sun, and Venus. No lies have been told. Oh, yeah? You cannot make this up. Dude's a bullshit artist. Here's the 8 of Cups. And by the way, what is the 8 of Cups? It is the equivalent of being shown the illusion, the loss of not having a fulfillment. By the way, the 8 of Cups, is the February Pisces, everybody. If you thought this was going to be easy, you're on the wrong planet. Your 2 exes are both narcs. You found that out. So you had 2 Taurs. By the way, this is telling you love is coming, because guess what? That cup that's missing is right here. New standard for you, Julie. Holy shit. I love everything about this read. We doubled down in it. We double down on where it is you need to. Oh, you got some Aries in your chart because here it is. First house, the arrival, the presence of you. This is about discernment about the shit bags you had around you. It's about discernment about how you got rid of them. It's about discernment of finding out what it is you actually need. By the way, that's all part of this. You got to do a little work yourself. What do you actually need? Right? If he was a snake, it would have bit you. Well, this is about the arrival. This is about you becoming. You've learned all your lessons. And by the way, you're going to get married again? I don't know. Are you going to love again? Likely. Are you going to make better choices? Abso-freaking-lutely. Get rid of that. And by the way, bullshit artist. I'm going to present to you whatever. Bullshit. This next time around, this next one that comes up, let them be the Knight of Cups and make sure that you get what you need out of it. All right, guys. Phoenix kills me. Well, yeah, the left side of your head. Your left side is your intuitive side. Your left side Grand Illusion. I also like the sticks. Julie, thanks so much for being part of things here. I'm glad I finally had a chance to connect with you. But the left side of your body is the intuitive side. So intuitively, so you knew that these people were good for you. If they were any slower, they'd be a snake. They would have bit you if they were a snake. Right? All right. Widow Warrior. Here we go, kiddo. Ooh, Ace of Swords. By the way, I hope your housing situation has improved. Right? Boop. Queen of Cups. You're loving yourself here, but you're doing it in a different way. Love this read already. Here we go, Widow. Warrior Widow. Page of Cups. They left you. Your idea of love has changed. Do you know what it is? Black belt, don't say a word. Okay? My house is off. I'm just my guides. Said move out of California. Okay. Because the Lover's card is here. Gemini sitting right there. It's also known as a choice card. Right? And the Hangman is the journey. I'm going to tell you what this is. Six of Swords right here is about the journey, the spiritual journey. So anytime you look at relationships, instead of having somebody come and save you and be your knight in shining armor, bullshit. Maybe this is about, and by the way, bullshit doesn't mean that it's the fallacy of it. It's not the person. I'm not talking about the person. Person, you can love them to death. But we keep thinking that we're going to be saved. We keep thinking we're going to be protected forever. There is no forever. I got bad news for everybody. None of us are going to make it. Right? And by the way, I'm gonna be a pun on what you said about loving everybody. This Hangman with the Six of Swords basically says you're no longer looking for a mate. You're going to stay in the moment. Right? This isn't about locking somebody down. It's about saying, is this right for us right now? Maybe it's a short-term thing. Maybe it's something that just, maybe it's just the love that you have to go to the movies with them or to get whatever. And it's not about a number. It's not about a whatever. It's about what you needed in the moment, because that's really what it is. Instead of being burnt down again by a loss, you can adjust. Right? And yeah, that combination. All right, Black Bell, I'll let you talk again. You're out of timeout. The Six of Swords, along with the Hangman, is absolutely that. It is dismantling your old ways. It is dismantling the things that you thought. Like when we were 25, 26, it was about 2.3 kids, white picket fence. We were trying to have, she was going to do this, he was going to do that. Right? So instead, now that you're later in life, now that you will have gone through some things, right? I always have to put my 2 cents in. Oh, you're talking about your dad. There you go. But understand that this is about a mindset for you, which, by the way, by changing that mindset will allow you to meet somebody, but take the pressure off of till death do us part. You're changing your mindset here. What kind of astrology do we have to look at? Whew, there'll be a looker. How about Neptune? How about that? So when Neptune comes out, this is kind of McDreamer pants. So this is more you going, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing on Tuesday, but I'll be happy to do it. Then you meet a guy online. He's got blue eyes. I don't know. Sometimes shit works out. Warrior Widow, so good to connect with you there. So good. I'm going to do a couple more here, and I see you guys. I'm going to roll you up there. Yeah, Inessa, I keep going back to you here. The ex died 3 months ago. You ready for this? Are you okay with this? The crowd loves it when I go here. This is a star code astrology, Astro Oracle. It's a pretty basic deck, though. I needed something for a project I did. Here you go, Inessa. Wheel of Fortune. This is hard energy. This is fixed energy. This is the way it was meant to be. This may or may not be comfortable for you. 9 of Swords. This is in the high anxiety card, right? This is about you recognizing that there was some serious recognition in this. Wow. 5 of Cups. Loss and misdirect. But you got to remember what you got here. How does he communicate? Ace of Wands. Make sure that you recognize him through the thought parts of this. And by the way, I think he passed in a way that people judged him. He may have taken his life based on that combination. He may have not kept himself healthy. He might have declined treatment. Not right sure there that is. Yeah, Warrior Widow. I know you heard me talk about. I don't know if you heard me talk about how that Christmas sucks, right? All right. Knight of Cups. And that's what he's trying to tell you is I tried to be whatever it is I could have been, but I wasn't. The Knight of Cups on top of the 5 of Cups here is about, oops, I didn't really do what I was supposed to. Right? That loss, I think, led you to a new love, to be honest. Inessa, thank you for giving me some insight there. Sometimes just one word is all I need. Dignified, the strength, the 13. I don't know if you created a family, but it is a 4 card, which is about the foundational things of family. This is a level up for you, right? And listen, guys, you don't look to hang out with a medium because everything's been okay, because everything's been like peachy keen. No, you're looking for the insight so that then you can grow. Hot diggity damn. I want everybody to stop for a second and think to yourself that if you're externally looking for something to find a sign or to make yourself feel a little better in the moment, I want you to recognize that you are actually doing this work. The reason why you guys are resonating in the chat and across the platforms is because you're finding one another, if even for a few minutes. Right? By the way, did you notice I toned down all of the political rhetoric? I'm a leader and a healer, guys. So were you. showing you the way. And Nessa, I'm sorry for your loss, but I'm going to say this as well. Is he the A or the V? Oh, please hold. See the A or the V? Yeah, Warrior Widow, you need to step out of that sometimes. It's great to support. And Nessa, so is he the A or the V? Which one is he, or is he both? Good. The part of it that I'm going to say to you on this is he's talking about you not wanting this to define you, and he's like I didn't get it. I didn't get it. I didn't get it. It's almost like he it's almost like he just didn't get it. You kept spelling it out for him and he just didn't get it. Does that make sense? Like he's Warrior Widow, I'm going to get to you here in a second too. 2 kids, 27 and 30. And it's funny. It's like he just didn't get it. And you kept saying to him, why don't you understand this? I'm explaining it to you. The kids love you. I love you. And he's talking about the boys. He's saying the boys love me. The boys love me too. And he's talking about the 14th. 14th came up a lot this past weekend. The 14th. So either he's May with the 5 or there's 5 grandkids. There's something significant with May or 5, or he was one of 5. I don't know if you can give me some validation here. The V, got it. And maybe he's talking about the V as in the 5. That's the Roman numeral for 5. And he's also talking about being able to connect. He's talking about connecting. He's talking about a nephew. I don't know if you guys are in Texas, but he's talking about Texas. And he's going down this path of like trying to explain himself all the time. And you're just like, stop talking. Stop talking. You're not making sense. Did he not take care of himself? I think everybody else knew around him, but he didn't know himself, right? He's talking about, I'm sorry, it's the system. I don't know. Maybe they're not. Maybe I have to get a more simple camera. Or maybe I need to clean up my desktop. He's talking about presenting his love. He said, I still loved them. Still loved them. Still loved them. I love that you guys jumped on here. I'm approving all of you for the group. Thank you. May is your birthday. Got it. Breaking the computer will break the internet. All right. I've got a private group tomorrow night, but I'm going to be back on Thursday night. I'm going to do an energy report. Yeah, there's There's there. His name does start with a V. Hey, Psychic Sleuth. Hey, Rochelle. How are you? Um, who is the D and who's the S? Wow. Is there like a Dominic or a D? David Dominic. There's definitely a D, and think middle names as well. Mental and a lot of drugs. So was he? Huh. Stay tuned. Hey, Hooking Good Creations. I'm rolling these out. Now I'm going to show them. You're either going to hate me or you're going to love me. Manic bipolar. Yeah. I'm sorry for this loss, but I got to tell you, he's like, I didn't listen. I did not listen. Right. And by the way, I know that addiction is a thing. By the way, that's why you should sign up for the midnight meditation, kids. It's a thing. Hooking Good. I'm going out on a high note here. Here we go. I rolled it out. You got the Magician, King of Cups, and the Three of Cups. It's all about the celebration. Everything's great. Then he took a turn. Came a financial situation for you. And you got to remember that you are the Empress. Divine Peppermint Patty here. Divine Feminine Presence. Hooking Good. I hope this resonates with you. Warrior Widow. Go to my website. If you need to, send me a note and I'll send that to it. So you guys are going to go here. You know what? I'm gonna send out an email tomorrow. So if you sign up tonight, you'll get the email tomorrow. I'm sorry, my hand's cramping. Hey Tracy, how are you? DNS, yeah, he's talking about the Daniel. He's talking about the. I thought it was David Daniel. I'll take it. He's talking about him, and he's like, I disappointed him. So I think what he's also showing is that once he came along, that's when things really shit the bed for him, and he was not sustainable anymore. There you go. Hooking Good. The conjunction means that things are lining up for you right now. You had to get rid of something that didn't necessarily appear the right way. Sometimes you got to be careful with what you manifest. Am I right or am I right or am I right? Am I right? Right? Oh, Jacqueline. Maybe that's why you signed up for a group like this. It's an amazing day, man. It's an amazing day when you have this kind of layout and you go, yep, I'm good. There you go. Was it a breakup? I hope it wasn't a passing, but was it a breakup? Like, were you like, he's everything, and then you're like, oh shit, no, he's not. Love my work. I love doing this work. Thanks, guys, for showing up. You're the reason why I do it. Love talking to you guys. Love being able to connect with you. Love being able to read for you. Wow, Warrior. Thanks. So basically, what you're saying, Warrior. And by the way, your name is Warrior Widow. You might be on a mission. That was a joke, everybody. But let me also say, everybody's got their role. Like, instead of thinking that there's, have you ever been somebody's why? Yeah, Black Bell, I hope your husband's okay. Keep us posted. I do owe you a message. I owe a lot of messages, guys. I'm just so rocked this time of the year. I can't sit in front of this, right? Um, well, Jim, I appreciate you. I hope we connect again here. Have you ever been somebody's villain in their story? Got it. There's something connected with that. Being somebody's why, being somebody's enemy, being somebody that, you know, whenever somebody says something disparaging about me, and there's a few, not many, but when they do, they all have one thing in common. I told them no. I had boundaries. I pissed them off. I didn't let them take advantage of me. They got really pissed when I said, no, don't do that to me anymore. I don't like it. I don't like how it makes me feel. I don't like the disrespect. I don't like that you think you can pull that bullshit with me. And then all of a sudden you become the worst person in the world. Did you know Brandon does this? Do you know that he likes cookies at midnight? Did you know that he gives money to homeless people and makes them drunk? What? Then they just add shit on. They take one little piece of who you are. Oh, you give money to somebody? And then it turns out like, well, you know why he did. I'm sorry, what? Did you just make up bullshit? Right? And then they just add things on because they have to make you the biggest criminal, the biggest narcissist, the biggest villain, the biggest anti-human, the biggest. Can you believe that they posted something spiritual? They're the least spiritual person I've ever met. Ugh. Every person that's ever said anything disparaging about me, it's because I told them no. Number 2, it is the failure to recognize and accept responsibility for your own actions. And by the way, I know there is a small fraction and group that I said no to because it will. They have Warrior Widow on there, and Warrior Widow, clearly he's taking advantage of somebody that's had a loss. Clearly he's not doing the work. Well, there's Brandon again. He loves to hear himself talk. Well, there's Brandon again, just spreading his gift everywhere, acting like he's the king shit. I hope I'm back. I'm seeing your frozens here. Maybe, just maybe, I was supposed to maybe I was supposed to outgrow you and leave you in the dust. Maybe I was supposed to meet these people here tonight. Right? Maybe I'm supposed to be here to help Warrior Widow and Deb and Tracy and LB and Jim and Inessa and Pauline and Phoenix and Carol and Tiffy Pop. I love your name. And Jacqueline and Tracy and Paula and Sprout and Rochelle and Diva. Maybe I'm supposed to be here to help you guys, and I had to get those shitbags out of the way because they were just in the way. And listen, this is how the world works. Where once upon a time, it used to be like, okay, who's coming with me? Bigger bus. We're all together. You're going to fade in and out. That's what's going to happen. It's the way of the world. And one day you're going to be like, hey, I wonder if Brandon's still doing the energy reports. You'll fall off. Life will happen. And guess what? We'll get reunited and I'll be like, hey, how you been? What are you doing? And then you'll say, well, my husband and I, had to go through some things and I had to explain to him that, just because that's the name of the planet doesn't mean that you're actually going to have my planet tonight. That was a Black Belt joke, by the way. Bad one, but you understand it. We're all just on this journey, and instead of criticizing each other, God damn it, I'm blessed to know you. You're going to go on with your life. I'm going to go on with mine. I'm going to do my stuff. I'm going to make myself better. You're going to make yourself better. When we get back together again, it'll be the right time for us then, too. It's that simple. Don't overthink it. Don't take it personal. Oh, P.S. Fuck your ego. Your ego is part of the problem. You got to get your arms wrapped around that. Well, I didn't get what I needed. I didn't get a pony. I didn't get enough hugs. Okay. Right. Now go deal with it. Express it. I need a hug. I need a pony. I need this. I need that. Am I becoming needy? Maybe. Are you self-sufficient? I don't know. It is a constant recalibration of advancing, analyzing, recalibrating, and advancing. That's what grown-ups do. That's what grown-ups do. Ta-da! I love that, Julie. By the way, you're going to want to sign up because I'm going to be announcing 2 retreats. And by the way, I keep my numbers small. I don't do that. We're going to get 100 people to go to Costa Rica so I can sit around and get my toes done. Rita, I love you. Hey, Chris. Shut up. Buddy, how are you? It's my cousin. I love you guys too. Platonically, I'm not trying to score. Chris, how are you? Love you guys. Hope you guys are doing well. I love that you're on here. It's awesome. Yeah, Tracy, I'm going to be doing a few retreats. Sign up for stuff. Get your Botox in Costa Rica. No. Chris, hope you guys are doing well. I think of Linda all the time. Linda is Chris's mom who passed away when I was in Minnesota. Those of you that have followed along with that. Warrior Widow, I have taken people. So do you guys want to know what my plan at school? That's right. I'm a 7th level Earth Angel. So do you know what my retreat subtitle is? You ready for this? But did you die? But did you die? Did you die? I don't know. Did you die? But did you die? We just go and do stuff crazy, right? Sign up for all of the fun stuff at my website. It's how I communicate the best. I always forget things in this. By the way, last chance to get a gift card, gift certificate, discounted for the reading. Love connecting with you guys. I'll talk to you guys soon. And Chris, glad you popped on, buddy. Love seeing you. Tell everybody I said hi. Heart taps to remind one another we care and love for each other, and to remind you to simply keep going. See you guys on Thursday night. See you guys on Friday afternoon. And then I'm going to be doing a big finale on before Christmas. I'm going to be doing a kind of a fun thing on Monday night. And we'll go from there. Kathy, good to see you, love. I'll get you guys caught up. Take care. Keep going.